Welcome to episode 10 of How About Them Podboys, your favorite co-host, your favorite sports podcast in the world that talks everything Dallas Cowboys sports, is back for the big 1-0. Cannot believe we have made 10 episodes. As always, love talking about it. Love getting the feedback we're getting also from all of our listeners. Comments, hate comments, even on YouTube. They're a blast to look at. So keep those coming. We'll continue to answer those questions. And as always, turning it over to Co and initial thoughts just in general. What's new?
Yeah, let's get it, man. Episode 10 is crazy. Yeah, not a whole lot. Getting classes done. Midterms are coming up. Got to lock in a little bit, but
I was gonna say, have they been flying by? Like, you feel good about
yeah,
it?
dude. And this is my last year, so it's like crazy. It's just going by so fast, bro. Just trying to savor it, so it's fun,
Too old, man. You're unk status now at the
bro.
college.
I got called Unc.
Did you really?
I've never been called Unc before. I didn't know how to respond.
That's why.
I didn't know how to respond.
That's crazy. All right, we'll jump into things. Obviously, big game this week ahead of us, right? Dallas Cowboys are back to 500, if you want to call it that. Right, exactly at 500, as pretty much as most as 500 you can get at 2-2-1. We head on the road to Carolina, take on the Carolina Panthers, who picked up a big win themselves last week over the Miami Dolphins. Big takeaways or keys, I should say, to the game this week, in your opinion, and some things that maybe are going to stand out to you or things you hope to see?
Yeah, defensively, just shutting everything down. Not really giving them a chance. This is a team where if you overlook them, obviously this is the NFL. This is one we could drop, and we don't want that. So just coming with a business attitude and defensively really shutting everything down. Because offensively, I know we're going to produce, right? We're going to put up 30 plus. So defensively, come and do your job. And I think don't let Bryce Young get hot. And I think from there we can just, head on back to Dallas and with a W.
Right. And as avid fans, like everything we've seen to this point, our offense is going to show up and show out. Dak Prescott's going to ball out like normal. I don't think anything on their defense side of the ball is going to give him any troubles. Anything he hasn't seen to this point, he's seen better defenses than this. Not to take away from them, they're decent defense actually, but they're
Right.
nothing that's going to scare him, nothing he hasn't seen. And a plus for that is we're actually getting Tyler Guyton back, albeit I don't know if he's really dominated in his action yet, but that is getting one of our four injured starters back on the offensive line this week. And then just kind of a little bit of off topic, but with Miles Sanders, big news coming from Stephen Jones today that Miles Sanders is put on the season-ending IR. Was kind of our backup running back to Javonte Williams, who's been kicking ass this year. But now we're losing our other kind of big acquisition, or I guess you could say a little bit big, because he did come in, from a new team last season, and we thought we'd get more out of him than we did.
Right.
But for him to be on season-ending IR with an ankle and a knee injury kind of came out of the blue. So speaking of out of the blue, guess Jaden Blue will have to step up.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, Jaden Blue. I'm excited. I think he's a guy that he's young, obviously, a rookie, and he wants to get in there, baby. And I love seeing 2-3. I've never seen a 2-3 on Cowboys jersey, so that's sick. I think he'll go out and produce. Obviously, he knows his role. He's a backup, right? Javonte's going to take the fair load share, and he's going to take the carries, the touches, and all that. But I mean, if he can come in and give us a spark, on a third and long or something, a little dump down screen, just making plays. I'm excited to see him get a little more production.
Yeah, and he's getting his legs underneath him. We talked about that briefly last week with, just getting his first action, albeit I think it was 5 snaps. That's 5 more snaps than he had up to that point. So I think he'll get his legs underneath of him. We are activating Phil Maffa as well for the game. We saw him a little bit in preseason. All I know about the dude Phil Maffa was back in Clemson. He was a dog. He was an absolute unit. And I like to have that, right? Even if we can – I doubt he probably even sees the field this week. When you get activated just a few days before, you're more of an emergency back.
Mm-hmm.
But to have another guy that's a big back that could maybe come in just to give guys blows is good to have. So I think overall we're getting healthier. Like I said, we bring back Guyton, and we're going to continue to get healthier. This is a week for us that I think offense leads the charge. But I don't want to leave out what we said from the beginning of this podcast and beginning of this show is I think this is the week our defense continues to gain steam. I think they are getting in the end zone, and we teased that a little bit last week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go all out, and I'm going to say it's a strip sack fumble, a blindside hit from Dante Fowler. I'm even going to name names. I
Oh,
think
okay.
Fowler gets around the edge, and I think he hits Bryce Young, and I think somebody scoops and scores it from the linebacker position.
Let's go. Speaking of linebacker, think we might get a Overshown return. Been hinting at it. I've seen some IG posts, and I don't know. Agent Zero might be in action.
Agent Zero adding to that defense is going to make us take leaps and bounds to this point because then he'll finally be our headhunter. And he also has a little bit of speed. I'm actually curious to see, though, how much he has coming back from the gruesome leg injury.
Hmm.
But from how we've been playing, and especially at our linebacking core, he can't do anything but help us.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll
like,
take him 80% over anybody else at 100. So,
and he's going to throw his body on the line. Like he's going to play 150 miles an hour. He's going to go
mhm.
sideline to sideline. He's going to chase dudes down.
Right.
One thing I want to throw at you, I mean, it's got to be bold front page bulletin board material for the Cowboys. What Rico Dowdle was stirring up this whole week said we got to buckle up.
Bro is so awe.
We got to be we got to be buckled in and buckled up and ready to see what he can do. He has one good game. He's got to get over himself a little bit. He had a good game against the Miami Dolphins, who I said a few episodes ago, listeners will remember this. Miami Dolphins are the worst team in the National Football League. So Rico's got to slow his roll a little bit and relax because he is not going to be lighting us up.
Yeah. Rigo
But
needs to fight down.
right, well, and again, a little extra juice, right? When you do play your former team, you're going to try to show up and ball out. So I think he has a decent game. Like I don't think we completely shut him down because we haven't shut down our running back like completely this season yet.
Yeah.
But to say buckle in, like, okay, buddy, we've seen what you've done for us in the past. You ain't scaring nobody. You ain't scaring nobody. He was never like our lead guy. Like, yeah, last year, I get that.
Right.
But how did last year go for us?
Exactly. He's
So
odd, dude. He'll have 15 carries for like
60.
47 yards.
Yeah, 40 to 60 yards. I don't think he's a game changer. So, um, just another thing, kind of question on that. And that game is, as a whole, for us, it's a huge one, right? To get back to 3-2, and continue to just rack up wins. And in the National Football League, I feel like every game at the end of the day is still a tough one to win, right? I mean, we saw that last night with the New York Giants beating
Huge.
Philadelphia. So shout
Huge.
out New York. I think they got actually kind of a dynamic duo between
It's got to
Dart,
be, bro.
yeah, Dart and Scadaboo, and for them, they could be. I mean, they ain't gonna flirt with any playoffs or anything, but for them to help us out as Cowboy fans to, give the Eagles an extra loss, especially a division loss, I think down the road that's going to help us.
Yeah, no, shout out New York. That's huge. I watched the game last night and I was just smiling, man, from ear to ear because that game just proved Jalen Hurts is so poverty.
He is
Like he's so bad,
poor,
and there's
poor decision after poor decision. Like
Mhm.
we know what he brings to the table. We've been trying to tell people, like, listen to us. Like we are avid ball watchers, ball knowers. Like you have to know, Jalen Hurts, at the end of the day, isn't good enough to get it done, even with the best quality around him.
Right, yeah, and low key. I mean, I might. This is a hot take, but AJ Brown could be flirting with the trade market here in a couple weeks too. Like that's a real possibility.
Well, and would you take him though? I don't think I would.
Personally, not for me, but I would love for him to leave. I mean,
Yeah, it
that
still takes away a great threat on their team.
right, right. I mean, he's not getting any production. It's kind of like Pickens on Steelers last year.
Right? And now
Great
we see what
receiver,
Pickens is like.
really bout. Yeah,
So no, I agree. I would like to see him leave. One, because then we don't have to play him anymore. We don't have to game plan for that guy. We don't have to see Trayvon Diggs get cooked by him, like or just anybody that we're trying to put on him.
yeah, no fair.
But if he hits the hot or if he hits the trade block, I think he'll have a lot of suitors calling him. Like he could be he could be a person that you take from an average team that kind of takes that extra leap if they're a receiver away. Maybe someone that's making a playoff push to try to get into the playoffs. hopefully, knock on wood, he gets into the AFC, right? If he gets traded, go to the AFC and go help someone over there, so we don't have to see you till later down the line. But yeah, no, I like where we're at. I like what the Giants have done for us. Um, I think, like we've already talked about, we take care of business. Hopefully, don't let Bryce Young get too comfortable. We stop the run game with Rico Dowdle, and I think we'll be all right. So, any final thoughts on the game before we kick it into kind of a new segment for us, a fun one?
Yeah, no, let's get into this new segment. I'm excited.
All right, so yeah, when we do these midweek episodes, looking forward to this. We're gonna have a new segment, and we're gonna call it 4 quarters of fun. Right, 4 quarters in football. Each question, we're gonna have 4 questions for you. Each question represents 1 quarter, and just something a little bit different. And these questions are going to be kind of more hot topic questions. Sometimes they're going to be sports related. I believe these 4 actually are this week, but we're also going to give you some just insight to anything you'd want to talk about, or maybe things that have been topical just outside of sports as well. So this week I got to do the honors, kicking this segment off, come up with the questions. My boy Co will start with answering the questions, and I might jump in here and there. And if you have, I'll give feedback, and I'll kind of throw in my own 2 cents for whatever it is. So,
Let's do it.
all right, first quarter, first question. Would you rather, this is you individually, hit a walk-off home run to win the Commissioner's Trophy, is what the title's called, catch a TD pass to win the Lombardi Trophy, or hit a game-winning jump shot to win the Larry O'Brien? I mean, these are all the
What kind of
highest stakes. These are at the highest stake. You are winning the finals. You are winning the MLB World Series. You're winning the Super Bowl.
what kind of catch is it for the Super Bowl?
So this one was just generic, but we're saying, you know what? Let's say you just catch the game-winning pass. You've already drove down the field. This is a 10-yard out route, but still seals the deal. Walk-off
Okay,
touchdown.
so just 2 hands.
Yep, 2 hand.
Okay.
No, you explain it. If that plays a role into it, you pick.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm probably taking the Larry,
Oh, the Larry O.
and I'm gonna hit the meanest hezzy step back
Okay.
to nothing but cash, and it's gonna be Game 7,
Yep, Game
and
7.
and we're at home. Nah, hell no, we're away, and I
Oh,
just silence the crowd.
are you
Just
walking off with that?
yes, absolutely,
Are
and I
you
hit
like
this.
are you a guy that gets up on the scores table, or are you like a just mean mug walking, staring them in their soul?
I'm just staring at every person in that arena's soul, bro. I just crush their dreams. Get the oh yeah, I'm hitting the step back 3.
The step back 3, I love it. No, and see what I thought of with all these, like these would be just absolute insane, like chaos fan base
Mm-hmm.
like situations. So I was just thinking of like how much of an uproar you could put the away fan base in is for me. So like, because you think about the why I wouldn't pick the Lombardi Trophy and like the Super Bowl one is if you think about how high priced those tickets end up getting, half of them probably aren't even all fans of the teams that are even playing. Like it's just people
Right.
going to take a shot in that city to go watch it. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like just like you said, you're not getting to put the dagger in the heart on another franchise if you're just catching a Super Bowl touchdown. Um, I think right now, especially with it being postseason baseball, I got a new feel of like next level energy from the crowd. So
It's crazy.
I picked the walk off home run in the
That's
World Series.
that's
Like
valid.
imagine World Series Game 7. Like you're facing obviously some closer or someone that has just high heat, comes in for that reason to shut you down, and you
Right.
just hear that crack of the bat. Like we've played ball, right? We've played ball before. Like there's no smoother sound than when you just piss on a ball and absolutely barrel one up. It just is the cleanest, especially in the World Series. It'd be a wood bat, just the crack of the bat, and just seeing it launch into orbit is the one I'm picking. So I went with Commissioner's Trophy in the World Series. You went with the step back 3. I love it.
Hell yeah.
That's sick. We'll move on to the second quarter. We're heading into halftime here. I love the first insight of it. Number 2, rank your top 2 sports power couples in the world. Now, let me preface this just to give you some time to think about it too, kind of
Okay.
surprising you with some of these. These are deep thinking questions. Not both have to be someone famous. So like maybe their wife or their husband or whatever has become famous due to the other person. But just kind of when you initially think of like, oh, you know both of those individuals, they've, kind of made a name for themselves, an image for themselves. Like that's
Okay.
here's like someone I think of right away. They're not actually in my top two, but like LeBron and Savannah James. Like
Okay.
when they
Yeah.
walk in a building, you know who they are. You know what their
Right.
brand is. So rank your top two sports power couples and why.
I'm gonna throw out number 2, Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, bro.
Ooh, that's recent too. That's recent.
Yeah, nah, that one's hilarious. That one's wild.
Well, and they both made their own individual name, right?
Right.
And now they're just power couple together. Like
Yeah,
Stefan, that
they're gonna have a kid, bro.
yeah, I saw that. And Stefan is that one guy that the whole locker room said they would not want to date their daughter. They
Diggs,
said, nah,
Diggs,
100%,
Diggs, absolutely not Diggs.
not Diggs. So
Um,
Cardi B did not get the memo.
she don't care, bro. That's hilarious. Um, I feel like everyone's gonna say Kelsey and Swift, but I'm not going there. Probably like Herbert,
Ooh, Madison
Herbert
Beer.
and Madison Beer, bro.
That's
Yeah,
just top tier. That's two like just gorgeous human beings. Like
Blaze, Blaze is crazy.
even Justin Herbert, like dude, that dude's got stature. He's got like moxie. He's got a cannon arm. He's leading a franchise that's actually pretty decent in the Chargers. And then he gets to go to the sideline and she's watching him. Like, all right, all right,
He's in his bag this year for sure.
he is. So that's one of yours, okay? Oh no, that's both of them.
That's 2, yeah.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, like you said, obviously the easy ones would be like Kelsey and Taylor Swift. Mm, to me, that's too like that's just living inside of a box, right? Like you gotta think outside the box. Now that I think about it, actually, me big LeBron guy, right? Like we're hoops fans. I don't know if you like him or not. I can't. I
I
don't.
love LeBron. LeBron's a
Okay,
goat.
okay, okay. Well, LeBron's out too now, so that's
For
crazy.
3 months, right?
Yeah,
Or three
three
weeks.
weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. But still, that's crazy week. Crazy talk. He's gonna miss the opening night against the Golden State Warriors. First time in his
So,
23-year career. But why I bring him up, I think him and Savannah probably actually would fall in line. Now she's just normal kid, right? Like she happened to be the like his love of his life, so she ended up to just get to marry LeBron James. But now when Savannah walks into the room, you know who she is too. And
right.
then like to have both Bryce and Bronny Jr. like that's a power couple. I mean, when they go around the world, they're gonna see them, and they're gonna know who the James are when they walk in the room. So
Mhm.
that's kind of my big one. I didn't end up coming up with two of them, but I love your two
That,
power couples. So, all right, third quarter, we're moving on. If you could make one rule change to the NFL that goes into effect tomorrow, what would that rule change be and why? And I have a great answer for this one. I cannot wait to get to this one.
I feel like mine's pretty simple. Just the onside kick. Like let a team possess it at the 40, and if they score, they can get it at their 20.
For onside kick, hold on. So,
So instead of an onside kick, you can
you're changing the onside kick
you
rule
can
in
have
general.
a singular play at the 40,
Okay.
score, and then if you get it, you get possession at your own 20.
So you'd have to score a 40-yard touchdown to keep possession.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you just as defense going to be playing the sticks? Like, aren't you or the goal line?
I mean, yeah, it's like a little Hail Mary then. A little Hail Mary.
Okay, right. Yeah, because you can't make it too easy where they just get to keep the ball no matter
Right.
what.
Right.
No, I like that one. That would be high adrenaline. Like, imagine this too. So you have the possession, you're down two scores. You're more likely to think you're going to get that. Like, at least the ball's in your hands. You get a true chance to keep the ball after, let's say they go and score. You're like, oh, now we're down 7, but there's 45 seconds. Well, an untimed down, you're going a 40-yard bomb over an onside kick. Like, you're not,
Right.
no one feels good anymore, especially with the changes they've made to the onside kick and like the
Yeah.
entire kickoff rule. Like, you have to declare it. You know
It's
what I
almost
mean?
it's it's almost impossible
It
to get.
is. You get like 3 a year, I feel like, around the whole NFL. So, no, I love that. I feel like that'd be a positive change to make to the NFL tomorrow. So Roger Goodell, listen in. Pod boys are trying to tell you.
That's it.
No, here's mine. Here is an absolute rule change I feel like has to be made. Has to be made. Not I want to be made. Has to be made.
Zero.
It is an absolute just atrocity. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm going to call it that. Defensive ends and anybody on the defense side of the football is not allowed to do to the quarterback anymore. The rule change needs to be we need to have clarity on like actually what it means to be brought to the ground. Because I've seen atrocious game ending calls on roughing the passers for less than like what people get in trouble for at local schools. Like they're not even touching people, and these people are getting thrown 15-yard personal foul penalties that end games half the time now. And if every time you see these defensive linemen running in, they're running with their arms up like this because they're like so afraid to even touch the quarterback. So that's a rule change that needs to be made because football is way better. Like if you watch some of those glory Cowboys 49ers games, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, like they are getting murdered out there. But like that's when you know it's big boy football. Like you signed up for this. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not telling them you can club them on the head or like you can smoke them in the face mask. Like nothing illegal. But can we get back to football, the rule change of what it's meant to be? If it's a live ball carrier, which he would still technically be, right? He's standing in the pocket. They're just it's not their fault. Like the end came off, beat the tackle, and can decleat you. Well, then you better wake up and you better be able to handle it. Because I'm
Yeah.
sick of watching games get ended on just atrocious calls.
No, that's valid. I mean, yeah, it really no, and you can tell the defensive line like they don't know what's legal and what's not.
No,
So
no, and that's why they're running
sometimes
in timid.
sometimes sometimes QB's getting absolutely cooked, like rocked, and there's nothing. But then if yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it needs some more
Well,
clarification.
I think we both would say like the two rule changes we just said right now, like you can't tell me those both wouldn't positively affect the game. Tomorrow, listeners,
The
yeah,
pod boys know ball. Like
they do. We watched it for long enough. We know what good football looks like.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
no, I love that. All right, we'll get into our fourth and final question of this podcast. Going to keep it kind of short and sweet. Hope everybody kind of enjoyed it. Let's head to the fourth quarter, the money quarter, right? When you got to show up. Probably my favorite question of this week is you get a chance to sit down with just one Dallas Cowboys legend or current player for one dinner. Okay. Who you
That's
picking?
easy.
Who you
That's easy.
picking and why?
I think you know who I'm picking. Who am I picking?
You picking Dak Prescott? You're
Absolutely.
going current. So you
I'm
don't want to go
absolutely.
back to anybody that's won a Super Bowl. You don't want to get any of that like winners. Like
Nope, 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 nope. Because I didn't even get to see it. You know,
that's true.
like
We were, yeah.
um,
I mean, we getting old. We getting unk status, but
we
we still
are,
ain't
bro.
unk enough to get to know the glory
Yeah, I
days.
don't even know what a Super Bowl is, bro. In my lifetime, yeah.
Here.
Now
Let
it's
me real
Dak.
quick. Let me quick segue real quick. What would you give up for a Cowboys Super Bowl? What's one thing you would give up like for a Cowboys Super Bowl?
For a Cowboy Super Bowl, I might give up my car, bro.
I'm saying that. I thought about it. I'd live out of a box. I don't care, bro. Or like I'm going to that game if we sniff it in the
Oh,
near
dude,
future. I don't care what bands it costs. I'm going to a Dallas Cowboys
bro.
Super
Even
Bowl.
or just like if we host a playoff game,
Yeah,
be electric. That would
100.
be insane.
Yeah, 100%. So sorry to interrupt you, but no. So Dak, why are you picking Dak?
He's been my QB for the past 10 years, and I've never felt like so secure with a guy. I mean, he just that's my goat, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. Dak's the man, and he's been through so much. Like, we can go on another segue. Like, he's been through so much, and I just don't understand how any human being could hate this guy. Like, if you truly know his story and what he's been through, so he's just an absolute dog, and QB1. I mean, that's self-explanatory. I feel like
Yeah, that's all
that's
we've
my
been able
obvious
to
choice.
see.
Yeah, it's my obvious choice. I feel like a lot of Cowboys fans would agree too. But I mean, we'll have to let the comments decide, I guess.
Yeah, please give us comments who you would pick. Cowboys fans out there, this is for you. Curious to see your reason behind it. Um, for my current player, I just like the moxie, kind of the dog in him he's got. I like CD Lamb.
Are you doing CD?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm doing CD. I'm asking him immediately about the first down. Like I just got to be like, okay, when did that come to be? Was that high school right away? Was it college at Oklahoma? Like, and kind of just what it's like to play with your dude. Like, what's it like to play for America's team? Be the star, receiver. Probably he's probably 1B like star behind Dak Prescott. Like when you think of Dallas Cowboys, people bring up CeeDee Lamb right away. So I'd be interested to see how he kind of handles stardom, literally stardom, like having a star on his helmet and being a star himself.
Yeah.
And then what it's like to just play for a quarterback as just poised, calm, collected as Dak Prescott.
Right.
That's been with us for the last 10 years. So I love our two guys. This 4 quarters of fun has been awesome. I actually love this segment.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah,
Cool.
next week, you can come up with the 4. Again, it can be sports related, like I did this week to kind of kick it off. No pun intended. But then as we continue to get through these quarters, we will talk about all things topical. So, listeners, thanks for joining us. If you guys have anything you would like us to discuss, these will be our Wednesday, Thursday, midweek podcast episodes, and then Sunday come back for when we talk more around the NFL. Dallas Cowboys post game talk, kind of our initial thoughts on hopefully another victory as we continue to progress through this season. As always, it's awesome. Co, thanks for joining alongside me. Anything for the viewers?
Yeah. No, man, I'm excited. A lot to look forward to. I got a new breakdown for us too. When we
All right, let's hear it.
go, get raise it up here. Little boys on 3,
All right, here.
bull on 6, huh?
All right.
All right, bull bound.
All right, you count us down.
All right, here we go. Boys on 3, bull on 6 here. 1, 2, 3. Boys. 4, 5, 6. Bound.
Bound?
Oh, fuck.
I thought it was bowl. I thought we were going Super Bowl.
Is it bull or bound?
I think
Bull
it's
bound.
bowl
Bound.
bound. Bowl bound.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
All right, I love it. So check us out on TikTok, Instagram, all things Spotify. Continue to listen to us. We have loved the support so far. So everybody take care. Have a good one.